Hi everyone, and welcome to this drawing video. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to draw a little boy. And this boy is actually a very significant figure. He is actually the boy from the U2 cover of the 1980s through the 1990s greatest hits. So that's why I'm going to be drawing this one. So, the way I'm starting off this drawing video is I'm going to be doing a very small outline of the boy. This is the most important part of the drawing. You need to have a very good outline. As you can see, I'm going to be taking my time on this outline. The outline is the matter of your drawing being perfect or skewed in any way. So say you have your eye dropped like 5 degrees a little bit, or maybe up a little more than the other one. You must make sure that the eyes and the nose and all of the dimensions are perfect. That is what you're going to be doing in your sketch, in the very opening part of this drawing. So I highly recommend, if you're drawing this with me or going to draw this or any other character, person, portrait, anything, that you make your outline very well. So this is why I'm taking so much time on this outline. And now I'm going to be going into a little bit of detail. The detail in the eye I'm going to be using is with a Pental mechanical pencil with HB leads. However, I do use a little bit of 6B leads throughout the video and some Copic markers. But right now I'm using my HB leads, a Tombow Eraser, a very tiny thin eraser that I can dab with, and also put a lot of streaks throughout the eyes and hair with that. So that's what I'm using for most of my drawing. And then I'm going to be using a little bit of a Uni-Ball White Pen, as you can see, that I'll put on the pupil of the eye to make it a little bit of a glare effect. And now, how I'm drawing this eye, it's taking a little bit of time because I want to make it perfect. I'm going to make the dark spots very dark, the light spots very dark. Very light. As you can see, with the eyelids and the eyelashes on the eye and the pupil, they're all going to be extremely dark, a 10 out of 10 darkness. I'm going to try to make them as dark as I can with my pencil. And I'm using a smooth Bristol board paper. This smooth Bristol board paper allows me to go more deep into the page and actually create a darker effect with my pencil. So now I scratched that eyelash, as you can see, and then I redid it. This is the whole process of drawing. I love drawing with lead because you can always mess up and just redo it again if you're not pressing too hard. Now, what I'm doing with this fat eraser here is I'm dabbing it. And you see this dabbing effect because this little boy is kind of like wearing an army hat and very dirty. So that dabbing effect will create more of a dirt, rustic feel around his face and all parts of his body. All parts of the face, nose, and even the helmet that I'll be dabbing at as well. But now I just drew a small little portion of his hair, nothing detailed. I'm not really going into detail in the hair yet. You'll see me do that later and I'll explain. But now I'm doing more dabs with my little tiny eraser, my blending sticks, and my big fat eraser. These dabs, once again, they're really important in this kind of drawing because you need differentiation in the face and all parts of this drawing. So that's why I'm going to be dabbing. You'll see me doing it a lot. Now I'm going to be moving on to the second eye. It's basically the exact same thing as the first. And you can see how I'm having my 10 out of 10 darkness effect on this eye. I don't want to make it too light, too dark. Well, I want to make it too dark, but I don't want to make it different than the other eye in terms of darkness. Because this is a portrait, he's almost looking straight on at me. The lighting effect isn't very different, but it's going to be a light drawing. It's not going to be a really dark drawing. So that's why I'm going to make the eyes almost the exact same in darkness. Now, as you can see with the hair again, I'm just doing simple streaks with the hair, nothing detailed. That's just my main, how I like to draw. I like to sketch most of my things before I actually get into the detailing of it. Now we're here with the nose. As you can see, I am putting a little bit of touches with my Pental mechanical pencil, like hard touches. It kind of looks like I'm just pressing right against it. No, I'm actually trying to create a freckle mark on this little boy. I'm trying to create a whole bunch of little tiny freckles, but not too dark, because freckles aren't really dark. Those become more of moles if you're making it too dark. So I'm kind of dabbing it a little bit, and then going over and dabbing it again with my blending sticks. So that's how I'm creating those freckle effects. They're a little bit different and very challenging, so you have to do the process quite a bit. Now I'm going to be working on to the lips. The lips are the hardest part of the drawing in my opinion, but always the most fun, because when they come out great, you're very happy about it. So between those two lips, I'm going to be making it extremely dark, 10 out of 10 darkness effect, but also trying to maintain a very light feel on both of the lips at the same time, because once again, this is going to be a light drawing. The boy's going to have a lot of light into him, not very dark. So that's what I'm going to be doing with lips, and I'll be going back and forth throughout the lips, the nose, and the eyes, throughout the whole drawing, dabbing each part of the skin, creating a whole bunch of weird, strange effects through the dabbing in this little boy. So that's what you can see. I'm working on the nose. The nose is a little bit challenging because the top of the nose, like the main part where it would stick out in real life, I have to make it brighter than the rest, but also when you're trying to do that, you have to make it brighter than the rest at the right angle. If it's not at the right angle and the right dimensions, you're not going to have a very good lighting effect with the nose. So that's what you have to keep in mind. And then, as you can see how I'm dabbing a real lot still with my blending stick, I'm stressing that a lot because it's a weird technique and a lot of people don't use it when portraits. But this one, and once again, it's kind of a rustic kind of portrait. He's like a little boy that's dirty, coming out of the wearing an army hat. So that's what I'm doing. And now I've blended the whole entire face right now. Just put a little blending stick or using my finger to get it all blended in the way I can dab it out. So that's what I'm doing right here. Right now I just added on some Copic marker to the eye. Adding a little bit of Copic marker gives this a very different effect when you look at it. When you look at the drawing without a Copic, it's just a simple portrait. But if you add a little Copic effect to this drawing, then it starts to become more colorful and you're kind of in awe when you look at it. So that's why I'm going to make his eyes quite brown. I'm using a chamois brown. I'm not going to really go too dark or too light. It's going to be in the medium of a brown. Now I'm going to be working on the hair, as you can see. With the hair, I'm going to kind of have a flowing and like a curving pattern, and making sure when I'm using my blending sticks and my eraser that they're going in the exact same pattern too, and I'm using a very thin eraser to have the very white highlights in the hair. So that's what I'm doing with the hair. It's kind of a strange and long and tedious process because you have to keep going back and back and back until all the hair marks seem like they're flowing well and seem like they're shading well. It's just the process that takes a while, and you're gonna be like really annoyed when you're doing hair, but you're gonna figure it out and it's gonna be very good. Now the back part of the hair, I'm gonna make it very dark using my 6B lead. This 6B lead, the lead is a lot softer than the lighter lead, so you can press down a lot harder and get a very dark effect. That's what I'm doing with the helmet and certain parts of the hair. You want to have, always when you're working in this type of hair, you want to have dark, light, mediums, and all the way from your 0 to 10 darkness effect when you're working in hairs. And with lead, obviously. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm making that 0 to 10 out of darkness effect and really just making it different with my eraser and my blending sticks. Now I'm going to be finishing up on the face. I'm going to start dabbing all around with my eraser, my fat eraser, my thin one, and a little bit of my pencil. I'm going to be dabbing around, and also I'm going to be using my blending sticks to have a more rustic effect on the freckles and other parts of his face. Now I'm going to be working on the helmet. The helmet is, I'm going to be using a chamois brown again. not too light, not too dark, right in the medium of the brown. Then we're going to be going over it with lead. Going over it with lead will create a very fun effect because I can dab out the lead, light out the lead, and it's going to have a really cool effect, as you guys can see later on. So the way I'm going to be doing this is I'm going to put my lead on. Really, the bottom right part of the helmet is going to be very, very dark. I'm going to try to make it the darkest part. Then I'm going to go over it with a very light shade of HB lead. And then I'm going to blend it all together with my fat blending stick. I'm using a fat blending stick because it can blend easier and it just blends it better together in a larger area. Now I messed up a little bit right here, as you can see. I should have went all chamois right there. Instead, I thought that the grays would actually blend with the browns, but it didn't. So I'm just going to go over it and fix it real quick with the whole chamois again. No problem, it just takes a little bit longer. And I'll repeat the process of shading it with my lead, and then I will go back over and dab it. I'm going to be dabbing a lot with my fat and thin eraser. This is going to create an effect on the helmet that looks kind of beat up, like the helmet's been in war, the helmet's been hit a little bit, and then I'm going to go on and try to blend it so that the top of the helmet is actually lighter than the bottom of the helmet, so it's creating a little bit of a lighting effect, so it's not completely 2D, so it looks a little bit 3D in this portrait. And I'm going to add right on the tip of the helmet, I'm going to make it very black, so now it does look a lot like 3D and like the boy's actually wearing this helmet, not like it's just 2D and it's just phased onto him. No, it's actually wearing it. And I'm going to be hitting and dabbing a lot with my pencil to make a very beat up mark on this helmet. So this is all the process and a whole bunch of processes to this drawing and tedious things. I hope you guys enjoyed this drawing of this boy. This is a very, very fun drawing to do. I love drawing portraits, especially out of lead and Copic. Lead and Copic is the new fad in my opinion because I've seen so many other people use it. So I've been using it a lot for a couple years now. This is a very fun piece. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you like this tutorial, please like and subscribe. And if you want more videos, ring that bell down below. I thank you guys so much and have a wonderful day.